Hey YouTube, Joe here with another knife overview, and today I bring you the Ganzo G7522. Ganzo's, I believe it's their entry into their Framelock ball bearing knife. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's one of their first entries in that department. And so we're going to go over some stats and measure it up, and I'll throw some stats on the screen right now while I go over some of them. So it has, as I said earlier, it has a frame lock. The blade is 440C stainless steel, stonewash blade. The clip is tip up or tip down, right side only. It has a ball bearing pivot. The overall length of the blade is 8.27 inches, but we're going to measure it anyway, which comes out to 21 centimeters. The blade length is 9.1 centimeters, which is 3.58 inches. The knife weighs in about 0.145 kilograms, which comes out to 5.11 ounces. Right now it's available at GearBest for about $21.16. That's including shipping. Has the you can see the pivot and the both thumb studs are blued. Looks like they blued out the screws as well. G10 on both sides. So let's measure this one up. Haven't had my dollar in a while, so there it is against the dollar. Just had my ruler, I don't know where it is. A couple other knives that you may know that you've seen a review for if you follow my channel. Here's one, the Ganzo G753 carbon fiber. Let's put the since we got the orange one as well, let's put the orange one in there too. These out. And this one recently was reviewed, the Ganzo 758 automatic. Now, I've been using this for a little for the last couple weeks, not solely because I've been having a lot of knives have pocket time, but I have been using it, and I can vouch, which I can show you on camera, that it is very sharp. Let's see, let's go with my scale. $145.4 grams. 5.13 ounces. There's either a plastic or a G10 backspacer, not exactly sure. It makes it look like it has a lock bar insert, but there isn't one. Now, let me go over some things I like and don't like about that. Now, before I bring this up, I know in acting or anything that involves being on stage, it's tough to come up against a really good act. You really got to have something special. And just before reviewing this knife, I was reviewing the 753 and the 758, and those knives are stellar. And maybe I would overlook some things with this knife if I had reviewed this beforehand. But when you, like I said, those two knives were a tough act to follow. And I'm not saying right off the bat that this is a bad knife, but let me just point out some things. First of all, well, here's some more positives. As we saw, the sharpness is really good. The blade play is there is no blade play. I don't like that the lockup is like more than 50%, and this is a brand new knife, so there's not much room to fool around right there. The flipping action, if I can fade back a little bit, the flipping action for a ball bearing pivot is not the greatest. I mean, I don't know. If I wing it, I'm not saying it's terrible, but if you give it a little push, you know, maybe with some more use, it'll open better. I was just expecting when you hear ball bearing pivot, Ganzo, Framelock, you're thinking, oh man, this is going to be the next coming. Like, as you can see, it's not bad, but it could have had a little should have went with a little bit of jimping here because of the way it's bent. I can't remember the terminology. What is it? Push button? You know, just by pressing it, it's not going to really fly open. You got to give it that little, you know, and then it's fine. Not a major deal killer. Just so you know, being anal mode, you know, pointing out the little things. One thing I do not like, and I don't know if I'm going to need a flashlight for this. I have one available. Is the G10 is separated here from the lock and from the push lock, and when I find myself when I'm disengaging the lock, unless you're doing it right here where the metal does not meet the G10, if you do it here, like it pinches your finger, your skin. Now I gotta think that this is not intentional. This should probably rest more closer to that lock bar, but if it is intentional, I don't like it, because like I said, when you're doing this on the fly and you're closing the knife, like right now, see, it's actually grabbing my finger. Has a nice satisfying close. Drop. The detent is decent, though I do hear it moving a little bit in there. Probably could be a little bit better. I don't know if the camera's picking up the sound. Listen. But it's not opening though. So back to the point I was making before, being that, you know, it's a tough act to follow when you got something like the G753 or the 758 automatic, and also considering that this is $21. Now I think GearBest has some coupons for it, and if I have it, I'll put it in the description. You can check it out. I'm pretty sure they gave me something. I like the cutout and the blade. I mean, there's a lot to like about this knife, but there are some things I don't like. So, with Ganzo having so many quality knives and so many choices to choose from, I gotta admit, if somebody threw money at me and said, top 5 Ganzos, you know, here, buy whatever one you want, this would probably not make the top 5 list. Ganzo's got so many other knives that I would probably pick first, those two that I've been mentioning all throughout the video. And if you see any of my other Ganzo videos, which I have several, there's a lot of knives I would pick ahead of this one. Nice knife, but a combination of some minor things I don't like, and $21, you know, considering that those other knives can be had for $4 and $5 less, you know, I'm not feeling this one to be on my like I said, my top 5 Ganzos. But overall, not a bad knife, just not a great knife. No really hot spots to speak of. I know I've bitched about this clip sometimes on other knives, but it doesn't really, it's not so bad with this one. You can see that they set up the G10 for less weight. You can see how the steel goes in and the G10 rests on top. I think this knife would have benefited if they didn't put G10 on the lock bar side. It probably would have been a better knife. But That's what happens when you got a company like Ganzo and they're stepping up their game all the time, and then you got one that maybe is it's not as good as some of the rest that have been out. But again, not terrible. So there you have it. The Ganzo G7522, Black G10, 440C stainless steel, $21 at GearBest. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Take care, God bless, and have a great day. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed my video. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks everyone. Take care.